Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Get the scoreboard back. There we go. Sorry, a little bit longer of a break again. But we are into set number 6 between Clarity Gaming and Team Guns and Roaches. Sorry, I get distracted by all chat sometimes. Anyway, Clarity Gaming and Team Guns and Roaches spawning in the upper left-hand position of Core Hall Floating Island. I believe this is the Kespa version I thought I saw on the loading screen. It doesn't really matter. But in the wrong color, actually. It doesn't matter, but he is in the wrong color. Playing for Clarity Gaming in teal, playing Zerg, it's Deadbeat. And spawning across from him in the blue color, playing Terran for Team Guns and Roaches, it is DrunkDRIVER! Probably should have called a DD. That was a bad joke. I'm really sorry. Anyway, this is our second silver match of the game. So we kind of ramped up the skill level through the first 5 matches, and now we'll bring it back down. We'll see how our silvers battle it out here. A 3-2 lead for Clarity Gaming in this best of 9. Keep in mind, you need 5 wins, of course, in a best of 9. That's how it works. And if it comes down to it, the last match is a best of 3 diamond ace match for all of the marbles, or maybe just some shiny pebbles at this point. I don't think we actually have any marbles. Admins should probably work on that. Anyway, standard openings from both players. Early gas from DrunkDRIVER, and then as soon as he finished it, he actually took his worker off of it, which was kind of interesting. But this should be a Reaper opening. I'm happy that these guys spawn in the weird positions. I should probably talk about that. This map, you spawn cross automatically. And in these positions, you'll spawn your natural here, your main there. This is kind of your natural expansion across this gigantic gap with 2 openings. The rock tower here, cooling tower here. You can knock one of them down and protect yourself, and then you kind of have to wall the other one. DrunkDRIVER opting to do nothing of the sort and taking care of this. This is why silvers probably shouldn't play on this map. It's a little bit more complicated to wall off and all of that, but that's personal opinion interjecting. Zerg doesn't have that issue. They can just kind of take this expansion and creep spread. Third and fourth bases are very exposed on the wings in these positions, and that's where a lot of the action happens, especially as Zerg. There's some really cool swarm host things you can do with Nidus Worms. You Nidus Worm like here and here, and then you switch sides constantly to force your opponent to have to try to defend both sides at the same time. And it's really, really cool stuff you can do in terms of that. Just for completeness' sake, you can spawn here and here with your opponent. This looks way more normal. You have a normal ramp into your main. There's no second ramp or anything cute like that. Your natural's pretty normal as well. It's a little bit wide and it's got these 2 entrances, but that's kind of weird. But then your third bases are just really, really ridiculously far away. But we are in weird positions. Strangely enough, DrunkDRIVER doesn't actually see this. Oh, he does see the Overlord. That should be a free Overlord kill for DrunkDRIVER. That's really annoying as the Zerg player to lose one of your first Overlords like that. Ugh. The positioning of Overlords on this map is kind of... Oh! The Zerglings are going to run by into the main! The noob magnet there paying off 2 Marine kills. Can he get a couple of SCVs? 1 goes down, 2 goes down, another Marine going down as well. These a couple of Marines moving back in because this wall wasn't full up. That was a cute little play by Deadbeat, making the best, I guess, of that scenario. There's a Reaper over here for DrunkDRIVER. I haven't done anything yet. Now it pops up into the main. And we'll get immediately poked by a Spine Crawler and a Queen, and I think it's going to go down. Yep, there it goes. DrunkDRIVER with the supply lead so far, 27-22, just because he did shoot that Overlord down. I believe resources lost are going to be a little bit worse for our Terran player, though. And this should be an interesting game. DrunkDRIVER is nearly walled off now. Granted, this map's now on ladder, so it's not as awful, because you will have to actually deal with it on a daily basis. No orbital command yet from DrunkDRIVER, and he actually hasn't put his SCVs back into the refinery. This is a little bit shaky of an opening for DrunkDRIVER. I think he felt actually really pressured by those couple of Zerglings that got in. You can see he's making Hellions one at a time out of his factory. he could start putting on a little bit of pressure. Of course, there's nothing in this area. He can poke up directly into the natural and start roasting drones, even run by. It's only one spine at this point. Double evolution chamber for Deadbeat on the way, and that is not a natural expansion. I don't know how many people have watched me cast before or even enjoy it, but we call these unnatural expansions. So we have his main and his unnatural. Over here, I guess that would be like a 5th or a 6th base, usually for him. At least it's on his own side of the map. So we will give him that. As DrunkDRIVER continues to macro, Deadbeat continues to macro. No lair just yet. Has double gas, 5 drones total in that gas geyser, so he should start banking that very, very quickly. A couple of roaches are out, I guess, to counter Hellions, perhaps. Just maybe likes roaches. They're kind of cute in their own way. I mean, not the icon, but like the actual game model. So we'll see exactly what's happening. Is that... Yeah, that Overlord is way faster than normal. So Pneumatized Carapace is done, which is going to allow his Overlords and Overseers to fly faster. That's not the most useful first upgrade of the game, but it does allow a lot of nice scouting. And he's seen that there's no expansion up here, which is actually really concerning. So he's poking around looking for a third. Hasn't spotted this unnatural expansion, however. And that could be a little bit rough as we get farther into the game. So, kind of semi-full knowledge so far for Deadbeat. But we'll see what decisions he makes. There's no third base on the way either. Going now for 4 gas geysers. Layers on the way, just to kind of catch up with everything. And this is kind of a weird game so far. DrunkDRIVER built a tech lab to start making a bunch of Widow Mines. Usually you'll see siege tanks come out of a tech lab factory, but opting to go with the mines. So we do have kind of that biomine style that's been popularized by so many professional Terran players. And still only one SCV in gas. He hadn't, I guess, maybe didn't realize that he lost. Oh, geez. DrunkDRIVER not looking so sharp right now. A couple of SCVs just chilling out by the natural expansion. And meanwhile, the macro continuing ahead for Deadbeat. More and more roaches being added in, which is kind of weird considering he's seen basically solo Marines. There's a Widow Mine in the middle of the map for some reason. Does burrow. I don't have much to say about this game. Usually I'm pretty talkative when I'm casting. This is when I need one of those co-casters, I think they're called. Speed's done for Deadbeat, choosing not to put on much pressure. There's a Nidus Worm, or Nidus Network, I think the back end of the Nidus is being produced. There's only, a handful of Marines and a couple of Widow Mines, some Hellions. Oh, now he's gonna see. Ah, there's an expansion here. That's where that's been the whole time. There's only 4 SCVs here, so that's not causing him much distress, I would imagine. But it does mean that he could eventually take these roaches and just go up there. There's a ton of vision for Nidus Worm. Oh! Ooh, that scan. Did he see all the roaches or not? There's the Nidus Worm going down in the natural expansion. This is somewhat less than ideal for DrunkDRIVER. I don't believe he can see that. We're in DrunkDRIVER cam, and... What? So there's the Nidus Worm. Out come the roaches into the natural expansion, but there's no expansion. Spooky. Now these Marines in full retreat. They don't have combat shield. They don't have stim pack. They don't have any upgrades. Widow Mine's burrowing. Not good hits, unfortunately. And now Marines and Hellions trying to defend against mass roach. This is not looking so good for DrunkDRIVER. Oh, unfortunately for him. And all of the Terran units being overrun. Now the SCV is under fire, being pulled actually to try to fight. That's not a winning fight that they're going to have. One Marauder's out. That means it can kill like infinity. Oh, it only killed one. That was a commentary about how good Marauders are. getting in some social commentary with our StarCraft. GG from Drunk Driver, as Deadbeat's going to take the victory, and that brings Clarity Gaming up to 4-2, one win away from taking their first CTL match ever away from Guns N' Roaches. I don't know if that's considered an upset or anything at this point. We don't really know how our teams stack up, but it would be a really nice first showing. We saw CT6 take their first match from Kessel, and now the other newcomers, Clarity Gaming, need to try to do the same. They're up 4-2 now, one win away from taking it away from Guns N' Roaches. So when we come back, we'll have gold match number 2 between Clarity and Guns N' Roaches. Again, 4-2 lead for Clarity over GNR. We'll be right back. You're watching Chobo Team League, casted by Maristmatic.